All right, so today we're making the garbanzo salad with honey mustard dressing. So we're going to actually do the dressing first, and then we'll focus a little bit on the salad part of it, okay? So the first part of your recipe, it's going to say 2 teaspoons of prepared mustard, 2 tablespoons of cider vinegar, 2 teaspoons of vegetable oil, 2 teaspoons of honey, and then 1/4 of a teaspoon of celery seeds. So that's just the salad dressing. So that's what we're going to do really quick. So when you're coming up to as a supply manager, you're going to grab your red tray. Everything's going to be washed, of course, your hands, your hair, everything's ready to go. Face masks on, and we're going. So going forward, because you are level 3 here, you should already know that the first one is 2 teaspoons of prepared mustard. So that's what we're going to do. And because it's all one salad dressing, we're going to place everything in the glass bowl here. So that way we can kind of see what's going on. So 2 teaspoons. So as best you can, you're going to grab your teaspoon. And with this particular one, it doesn't necessarily have to be completely exact because it's just a salad dressing. So we're going to grab some. And we got our 2 teaspoons there. The next one is 2 tablespoons of vinegar. So we got our vinegar. And we're going to do our 2 tablespoons of vinegar. Okay, then it asks for 2 teaspoons of vegetable oil. So we have our vegetable oil. We're going back to our teaspoon as best we can. Measure it out. Okay. Then it goes to 2 teaspoons of honey. So we're going to sweeten this up a little. We got our honey. Just keep going and adding to our dish here. And then last but not least, it's 1/4 teaspoon of our celery. So each of these containers has the opening for the spoon. Just as a reminder, you're going to rub it over the top of it because again, you don't really want too much of this particular ingredient there. And right here is our salad dressing. Really easy, easy peasy. You're just going to whisk it around or stir it around to make sure it's well blended. And we have our salad dressing for this dish. Those of you that are used to like caking on your salad dressing on a salad, this is not that case. So, so don't think that you're going to be doing that. Okay, so the next item is now we're going to focus on our salad portion. So the first part is just our leaves, our romaine lettuce leaves, which we already have ready to go. I've cut them so they're on pretty much bite-sized pieces. That's kind of like one of my pet peeves as far as a salad goes, to have this huge lettuce leaf and it doesn't fit on the fork. And you have to cut up your lettuce. I don't understand. So just rip it smaller so it fits on your fork, because the whole point is just eating salad with a fork. So again, moving on. So we have our romaine lettuce, and then it says 1 can of garbanzo beans. So I've already washed the tops of cans, and it's very important to wash all the tops of your cans at home because again, they're coming from a warehouse. And when semi-trucks come and pick up these things that are going to go to your grocery store, it's in these huge warehouses. They open up these big garage doors and they leave them open until these semis are completely filled, and then the next truck comes in and the next truck comes in. So basically your garage door is open all day. So if that's the case, I don't know if you walked around your garage, but my garage is full of spiders, full of bugs, I'm sure, if I've left it open all night, or who knows what kind of critters would walk around if my garage door was open that long. So that being said, wash the tops of your cans because it's really important, because we don't want anything on top of them. So as far as the garbanzo bean, okay, we're just going to crack it open a little bit and we're going to drain it out so it's not so liquidy. And for this particular dish, you're going to use the whole can because you're going to get a whole bag pretty much of romaine lettuce. But for this demo, I'm just going to do about half the can just so we're not wasteful. So I'm going to do about half, and we're just going to drop it into our lettuce. Okay, so it's nothing, you know, out of the ordinary. It's asking us for 1 large apple. So again, we're just gonna do about half of our apple, and we're just gonna cut it. All my vegetables have been washed because again, we wanna make sure that it's a clean surface. I'm not afraid of the skin of an apple. Some people are, so if that's the case, you definitely wanna probably peel your apple so that way you and your group are going to eat it. So we're just gonna go ahead and cut it. And then we're gonna chop it up into small pieces here so it fits in my salad pretty well. Okay, so we have our apple pieces. We're just gonna drop it in there. And then the next item says 1 red pepper. So again, we're just gonna cut off a portion of it and add it to our salad just for the demo purposes. The directions also says that you can add a green pepper if that's your choice. Most salads, I think the additive should always be a little bit of sweetness since this is a sweet salad dressing. So we're just going to add to that flavor, and we're just going to roughly chop our red pepper and drop that in. And then last but not least, it's saying a 1/2 cup of our raisins. So again, for this purpose, we're not going to do a full 1/2 cup. We're going to do a 1/4 of a cup because 1/2 of a 1/2 is a 1/4, a little bit of math there. But we have our fresh raisins here. We're going to grab our 1/4 cup because again, I don't want to get too much in there. And we're just going to sprinkle it around. Raisins kind of stick together, so I definitely want to separate the pieces. Okay, so we have our salad pretty much ready to go. We're just going to give it a quick toss. And this is the basis of our salad. And then we're just going to add or drizzle our salad dressing over the top. And I may not use all of it just because, again, this is for the whole salad that you would be preparing. But we're going to put a good amount on there so we can get the flavors all in our salad. And voila, we have our garbanzo salad with honey mustard dressing complete. All right, guys, now it's for your turn to try it at home or when you get back to class. All right, so today is turkey salad roll-ups. So hopefully if you've ever had a wrap before, this would probably be something that you will enjoy. So the first thing is on our recipe is 12 ounces of turkey breasts, which we have our turkey out here, the lunch meat turkey. So as far as coming up for your who's ever supply manager, these will already be out and separated for each group, so that way you can just kind of grab and go. Make sure everyone washes their hands, aprons on, hair tied up, and then of course, who's ever head chef is going to grab the red tray. Make sure that you have your measuring tools. An extra spoon and knife is always important. Then for this particular lab, you're probably going to need 2 additional bowls on your tray. So for example, so the first thing is 12 ounces of turkey breast. So again, these will already be kind of separated for you and your team. So it's about 3 pieces. And you're just going to grab it and put it into the bowl. The next one is 2 green onions. So you're going to grab your green onions and you're just going to set it onto your tray. The next one is 2 carrots. You're going to have 2 full carrots, but for the demo purposes, I'm just going to have, I bought the prepared bag for us just to kind of save us some time. But you'll have 2 full carrots that you'll have to measure or to use a vegetable peeler and cut up. So we'll just kind of saving some time. So moving on, we have 1 tomato. So you're going to grab your tomato for your group. And then it's 1/4 cup of your non-fat yogurt. So similar to last week's lab when you did your cucumber salad, you're going to use the non-fat yogurt again. So it's 1/4 cup. You're going to grab your 1/4 measure. And you're going to grab your spoon, and I want you to spoon it into there. To make sure we have enough instead of getting it all over the place. We're going to use our knife and level off, and to make sure that we're not using any more than we really need. So we're just gonna set that on our tray. Hopefully you can see that. It says 1 teaspoon of basil, and again, this will be out. Sorry, my apologies. 1 teaspoon of basil. So you're gonna grab your teaspoon. The bigger measuring containers has an open lid that has literally a picture of a spoon, and that's where the spoon container is gonna go. And you just run it over the top of it, and that's how you'll level off. You're gonna grab your small tin, place it in there. And then last but not least is your fuller flour tortillas, and we'll grab those in just a second. Okay, so let us begin, and we're just following the directions as stated, but I want you to make sure that you're paying attention to the knife skills. You'll have both knives out this week. This past week you only had the chef's knife, but you'll have both a paring knife and a chef's knife out for this particular lab, because these are the things that you're gonna need. Make sure you grab your cutting boards. Cutting boards are located by the red trays in our kitchen areas here. And then you need to begin. So as far as the directions, it says in a medium bowl, we're gonna combine the turkey strips, the green onions, carrots, and tomatoes. So the first thing is our turkey strips. So we're just gonna grab our turkey pieces, and you're just gonna cut them up into small pieces, because again, this is for a wrap. It's deli meat, so it shouldn't require any type of strong force or anything. You don't need a serrated knife. It's not really steak per se, but it is turkey. All right, so we have that, and we're gonna drop it into our bowl and go to the next item, which is our green onion. So as far as green onions goes, we're gonna actually cut all the way till we get to the hard white portions of the green onion. You can actually eat the whole onion. However, my personal flavor would not be, I wouldn't suggest it. It's just really strong. It's kind of bitter towards the end as far as the roots go. So I wouldn't necessarily enjoy it in my dish. So that's what we're going to use. But you're going to use your chef's knife on this particular item. Same thing before. Make sure your fingers are out of the way. You're going to make sure that the tip stays on your cutting board, and you're just going to gradually just rock it back and forth as you're cutting. Going all the way till we get a little bit to the white portions. So this is where I would stop. This particular dish, part of the dish, you can throw it away, or actually we can use it in compost. And then we're just going to drop our onion into our bowl here. Next, it asks us to add our carrots, which we already did. I've done a carrot demonstration before where you peel the carrots and you're just going to shred it up. You're going to use your cheese graters or your graters that are in your kitchen to make it shredded carrots. So we're just going to add our shredded carrots, because I kind of cheated on that point just to save us some time. And then last but not least, it asks us to add our tomato. So as far as the tomato goes, a couple of things. It's up to you and your group if you want to use the whole tomato. I would probably suggest using a half a tomato, just because not everyone is a huge fan of tomato. They like it in small amounts, so maybe a half won't be so intimidating for you and your group. But you are welcome to use the whole tomato. A whole tomato will be out here. So you're just going to cut out the stem core part of that piece of the tomato, and then we're just going to slice it up into small pieces. Again, you can use the paring knife or the chef's knife on this one. No reason either way. So we have our tomato, and we're going to cut it up that way. Okay, so we have, basically this is the inside part of our wrap. So some of you are like, oh, too many vegetables, but it's actually really good. All right, so moving on, we're going to go ahead and make our filling, like our kind of like our dressing, or to kind of bind it together, to mix it together. So we're going to grab our clean bowl here. And the two ingredients that we have left is our yogurt mixture and our dried basil. So we're going to drop that into our mixing bowl. Grab a spoon here in your kitchen. So this kind of replaces mayonnaise or even cream cheese. If you'd rather have cream cheese, if you were to make this at home, you can. It adds a little bit of flavor and a little bit more texture. And this is right here is basically our dressing that we're going to use for it. Okay, now it asks us to go ahead and combine the two together. So this is mixed fairly well. We're going to drop it into our mixture here. And we're going to stir it around. Make sure it's all coated. And this part right here is considered our turkey salad roll, or our turkey salad part. Okay, last but not least, we're going to go ahead and start making our roll-ups. So you're going to take your mixture, you're going to set it into your tortillas. The directions say that you can also use corn tortillas if that's better, if you want to do this at home. But you're literally just going to roll it up. You don't want to fill it over too much because then the roll won't stay. You're going to roll it up. I'm going to actually bring back my cutting board. So you can kind of see a little bit better. But I have my turkey roll up ready to go. I would cut it in half, and this is what I would serve on a plate for someone else to enjoy. And that's it, guys. You would fill up the rest of your tortillas with the mixture and make enough for everyone to try. I will have ranch dip on the side if you want to dip it in ranch, because everything's better with ranch, I believe. Okay, all right, guys. See you then.